What's up, everybody? Welcome to the round 19 preview. Saturday, 1:45 against North Melbourne. We have been taken away from the Sunday graveyard shift and put back into I don't know if it's a prime time slot, but maybe because the season's alive now, I don't know. Definitely happier this week, given the good win against Collingwood. Obviously not convincing, under no illusions as to where we're at. Nothing like that, but definitely feel a lot better this week. I think the reason for that for me is there's that little bit more trust factor. Like, okay, I can connect with the boys. They dug deep and they cared in a game that meant a lot to us. But that's it. It's done now. It's time to move on. And the Collingwood win is something we'll look at the end of the season, unless any Collingwood fan wants to have a chat, and then we can keep bringing it up. Now, North Melbourne, man, this is a danger game. Absolute danger game. I'm not sure if there's a letdown. There's a few schools of thought. It really just depends where your mind is. There's a school of thought that says generally you start games as you finish them. If that's the case, we're in for a brilliant first quarter against North Melbourne. There's another school of thought that when you have an emotional win, there is a little bit of a letdown spot to come the week after. I guess we'll find out on Saturday afternoon how these boys start. But North Melbourne, I really do believe that they've turned a corner in the last three or so weeks. They're playing with a little bit more spirit, and they're one of those teams. It actually reminds me of the Adelaide game last year, which I'm still traumatized by, but it reminds me of that game because North Melbourne remind me of one of those teams where if you let them get emotionally invested in the game early, they will fight. And I think the West Coast Eagles learnt that the hard way a few weeks ago. They let North Melbourne believe, and if you give a team like that belief, they will take it. So that's important for us. I'm excited that they're going to have some of their better players back. From what I'm reading here, Ben Cunnington could come back into the team for them. Jed Anderson could be playing his first game back for them. That they are two very, very good players, Cunnington especially. And they've got they're building a nice core there. And I guess for me, it's a weird situation because there's this idea in my head that the season's done and it's a failure and da-da-da. Then you look at the ladder and we're literally one game out of the 8. I mean, can you believe that? Does that make any sense to anyone? Results have been going our way, if you want to say it, but Essendon are sitting 8th right now. And therefore, the season's not over, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if anyone's willing to jump back on the emotional roller coaster that is a Carlton game, or a Carlton season, or if you have belief, or if you want to call it the Kool-Aid. I don't really care what you call it. I'm back. I'm absolutely back. Joe Adamo takes full credit. He planted the seed. He brought me back into life. And then he called me after the Collingwood game telling me how emotionally scrambled he was. And I think we're going to bring him back to life. But I'm excited. The destiny's in our hands again. That's all you really want. It's a fucking shit time here and lockdowns and crap. And all of a sudden I rely a bit more on the footy, just to get me through and something to look forward to week and focus the energy on and block out what's going on. Footy is now an escape again for me. And we're alive, and we're alive, and we come up against an opponent that we are definitely capable of beating. And the way I think is, if I believe that we're capable of beating someone, I expect us to beat someone, especially, and this is no disrespect to North, but they're on a completely different journey, or they're in a completely different phase of their journey compared to, the teams in the top 8. And there's nothing, we've been there, we're arguably still there. But if we come with the right application and we play at our best, I really do think we're going to win this game. I really do. We should be winning this game. And one thing about us this year, save for the round 2 game against Collingwood, I think we've beaten everybody below us, that we expect to beat. Now, the West Coast game, that was a really disappointing game as well for other reasons, but I've got a bit more confidence this week, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm willing to be vulnerable, to be hurt, in order to feel the ecstasy of the win and, the season staying alive this week. So that's where I'm at. I'm just going to go for it. If you are fearful of putting your feelings and emotions on the line, you're never going to feel the ultimate joy. So that's the mantra I'm going with this week. Now, in terms of changes, we know that Cripps is fit and ready to go, and Murphy apparently is as well. Now, with Cripps, if he's fit, but it's like 90% fit, I still want him to rest. I want to make sure, personally, I want to see that when he comes back, there's no excuses. He's playing sore, he's this, he's that. I don't want to hear it. If he comes back, he's fully fit and he's at his best, and he has to lead from the front. And I mean lead the team in tackles, block for the teammates, do the things that he was doing just before he took his break. I really want them to make sure that he is 100% fit. Murphy's the other one. I would love to see him come in for a Cottrell. I personally, I think good organisations, what makes an organisation a good organisation is how they treat their people. And I think it would be a disservice to the club to not have Mark Murphy, if he's fully fit, available to play 300 games, knowing that he's probably going to retire at the end of the year. It's just my school of thought. I know that there are varying opinions out there. I have the utmost respect for Murph and what he's done for the club in a time where it's just been shit. It's not his fault. It's the club's fault. And I think the anger that goes towards Murph, I wish if people were as passionate as getting on Murph's case as they were about getting on the club's case for failing, I think we would see a few more changes at the football club a bit quicker, and maybe that's just some food for thought. Rather than going at Murph, why don't you channel that frustration at your football club, who's ultimately responsible for the decisions made that have been poor decisions. But anyway, would love to see Murph play. Would love to see Cripps come in. Now, is that for a Jack Noons and a Cottrell? I don't know. Noons did cop a bit of a knock. And the one thing I'm just going to have to get used to, I guess, is we know that there will be some sort of news that might pop up between now and game day where, someone was sore that wasn't on the injury report. So whatever, is it Carlton mind games? Who knows? But I'm definitely feeling better after the Collingwood game, and considering what's going on. We can't go to games, obviously. That's very disappointing. But that's that. We'll be there. The watch-alongs will be there. You'll be there to see Pom. I don't know if we're going to have a guest with him like last week, but it should be great nonetheless. But what about you? Like, where are you at? How are you thinking about this game? Have you got a bit more of a pep in your step this week? Are you excited as what I am? Because I'm pumped. I'm actually, I feel a refreshed sense of excitement about watching them play. Now, is that just me, getting sucked in only to be, inevitably let down at some point? I don't know. But if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. I'm not going to hide from the pain. So let me know. And let me know about your changes. Are you someone that thinks we should get Murph in if he's fit? I still think he has, plenty to offer this side. If it was for someone like a Cottrell with the ball use that Murph has. And who knows? We'll see. Was last week the turning point, or was last week just an anomaly? We'll find out. One thing as well, just don't forget, just a reminder, in the last coming days of July, I've got 8 days at the time of filming this. Remember the competition for this. So this is the 150-year anniversary Guernsey that the club created in 2014. All you got to do is place any order at the Blue Abroad shop. The link is in the description. So any order for any amount, any item, and you will go into the draw to win this Guernsey. You'll see it here. You can do what you like with it. So just a reminder about that, and that'll do it. Talk to me in the comments. Tell me about how you are approaching this game and how you think we should be approaching this game and how we beat North Melbourne, and we'll go from there. Take it easy, guys, and go the Mighty Blues.